Does your child's IEP have fortune cookie goals? Well, stay tuned because today we're serving up some laughs and a dash of sash as we use the What the Elf Ugly IEP checklist. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's like, why are we joking about IEPs when they usually give us enough to cry about? Well, because we need some laughter. And laughter is the best medicine. So today we're going to take those what were they thinking moments and turn them into something lighter. So as we go through the 10 items in the What the Elf Ugly IEP checklist, score your IEP with a dash of humor and holiday spirit. So, for every yes you check, give your IEP a point and let us know where you are laughing with us from because today's a day of laughter, right? So, this is our What the Elf Ugly IEP checklist. So, first up is, does your child's IEP have excessive acronyms? Like, it's more like a bowl of alphabet soup, right? Like MTSS, LRE, SDI, RTI. It's like, it sounds like a secret code, doesn't it? So, if your child's IEP has excessive acronyms, give yourself a point. You can hold up your finger to keep track. You can make a little tally mark. But let's see. Number 2, do the goals read more like fortune cookies? Vague enough to apply to anyone, but no real plan there, right? It's like, give yourself a point if you recognize that. Or how about jargon overload? The SDI is scaffold to leverage the universal design principles in an MTSS framework. Huh? It's like, what language are they speaking? And number 4 on our What the Elf Ugly IEP checklist is parent signature required, but no room for input. Oh, so they just need you to rubber stamp the IEP. How thoughtful. Has this happened to you? Let me know in the comments. Say jingle bells. Or number 5 on the checklist. Is the IEP missing those magic words? Because when there's no specifics about how the goal will be achieved, I don't know. Does supports as needed mean an aid, a psychic, or an occasional thumbs up? So, is your child's IEP missing those magic words? Number 6 in our checklist. How about it just has a bare minimum of accommodations? Like, oh, we'll give your child a pencil grip. It's like, how generous, right? A little bit of sarcasm today. 7, missing implementation details. Does accommodations as needed mean anything will actually happen? I don't know, right? If your child's IEP is missing those implementation details, give yourself a point. And how about number 8? Cookie cutter content. I bet you've seen this once or twice. When every IEP in the school looks the same, and Santa starts to suspect they've been copying or doing that copy paste kind of thing, right? Not so good. Or number 9, does your child's IEP have phantom services? Is your IEP just a ghost story where services are promised, but they don't actually appear? Or how about missing details? Are there missing timelines, staff responsibilities, how the progress is going to be checked? Are they as hard to find in your child's IEP as finding Rudolph on a foggy night? Let me know. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you've been playing along. If you just joined us, I'm going to go through these just real quickly. So, we have 10 items on our, let me go up here to number 1. We have 10 items on what the elf, our ugly IEP checklist. So, keep track, put your fingers up, make tally marks, because I'm going to give you the scoring guide here in a minute. So let's go back quick. Does your child's IEP have excessive acronyms? Because it's more like a bowl of alphabet soup. Or does your child's IEP have goals that read like fortune cookies, like they could apply to anyone, but there's no real plan there? Or do you see jargon overload in the IEP, where it says things like, oh, this SDI is scaffold to leverage the universal design principles in the MTSS framework? And you're like, huh? And give yourself a point if there's a place for parent signature. However, there's no room for your input. Have you seen that? And I'm going to take a cough drop here. Excuse me. Give yourself a point if your child's IEPs are missing the magic words. There's no specifics in there. So we're kind of left to wonder, right? Or does your child's IEP just have bare minimum accommodations? Not so good, huh? Missing implementation details. We see things like accommodations as needed. Well, who decides when they're needed, right? Or is it a cookie cutter IEP where it's been copied and pasted, maybe from other students, or maybe just you see the same IEP year after year? Phantom services. Is your IEP a ghost story where services are promised and they don't actually seem to appear? The last item on the checklist is the IEP missing details? Are timelines, staff responsibilities, progress checks hard to find? As hard to find as Rudolph on a foggy night, right? So here we go with your scoring guide. If you checked 1 to 3 items, then your child's IEP is really on Santa's questionable list. It's not terrible, but it's clear someone's been cutting a few corners. So maybe it's time to sprinkle in some advocacy magic. And Santa says, ditch the jargon and add more specifics. Now, if you checked off 4 to 6 items, you're on the naughty list. Well, not you, the IEP. Excuse me. The IEP is on the naughty list. So you got to know the school is skating on thin ice, and Santa says it's time to step up their IEP game. If you checked 7 or more items, congratulations, because you are now in, not you, the IEP is now in the ugly IEP Hall of Fame. Don't worry. I got a message into Santa's elves and they're staging an intervention. So, your child's IEP might be held together with duct tape and good intentions, but that's not good enough, right? It might be time, if you checked 7 or more items, for you to call in Santa's legal team. So let me check comments. Comments. Hello, how are you guys? Yeah. Christian says, what accommodations? And Daisy says, jingle bells. We had a, I don't know, it was my problem. We had a pencil grip before. Yes, maybe your whole school should be on Santa's naughty list. Oh dear. She's at 10 points. We made the Hall of Fame in Dixie, Oklahoma. Our fun. So the fun is only starting because now we're going to go into the 12 fails of IEPs. Now, you've heard of the 12 days of Christmas. Now, we've got the 12 fails of IEPs. So think of it as this countdown to the cringiest, most ridiculous IEP blunders that you've seen or survived, wrapped up in a bow and sprinkled with some holiday cheer. So here we go. Yes, yes, yes. So, our first fail of the IEP. Let's see. Oh, I bet you've heard this one. We don't do that here, fail. You suggest something reasonable like inclusion, and they act like you asked for a reindeer in the classroom. Not so good, right? So, our next fail of IEPs. I gotta make sure I uncheck all these things here. Got a little gift bag because the we know best fail. When the IEP team talks about your child like they're on display at Santa's workshop, instead of involving you in any of the decisions. And our third fail of the IEP, let's see what it is. Yes, yes. We know this one. The invisible data fail. Progress reports are so vague, you wonder if the school is tracking your child's growth with a snow globe. I tell you. So keep your comments coming. Let us know which of these have you experienced. Here's another fail of an IEP. The all talk, no action fail. They promise shiny services, but deliver as much follow through as a broken sled. We need a laugh track. Are you laughing at home? Okay, let's go in another gift bag. The inclusion in name only fail. Your child is technically in the classroom, but not really participating, learning, or doing anything that the other kids are doing. The inclusion and name only fail. I hope this present isn't under your Christmas tree this year. So let's look at what's another IEP fail. Yep. The one size fits none fail. When your child's IEP goals look suspiciously similar to last year's IEP goals, like a generic holiday sweater that doesn't fit anyone. Do you have your ugly sweaters on today? I don't have an ugly sweater. Uh, okay. Let me know if you're relating to these. Give me some feedback, interaction. Daisy, yes, broken sled. So true. All right, let's see. What's our next one? Uh-huh. The email black hole fail. When you send questions about the IEP and get a response slower than Santa on vacation, is the school on a communication strike? Or did your email go to the North Pole first? Yes, that kind of email black hole, otherwise known as the silent treatment. Kristen says, all of these, all of these, all of these. I know. After all, your IEP, Kristen, is in the Hall of Fame. All right, here's our next one. The year-end surprise fail. Oh, didn't we tell you? We didn't meet half the goals this year. Ha, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. I have to work on my ho-hos. Okie dokie. We're down to our last four. Here's another IEP fail. Uh-huh. The oops, we forgot fail. Wait, you wanted the speech therapist to actually work with your child? We forgot. Darn. Yes, as an advocate, I hear and see a lot of these. Okay, we're down to three. The endless waiting game fail. Your child support plan is stuck in a queue longer than kids waiting for Santa at the mall. Yes, you have computer problems in your district and for some reason they just can't pull up that IEP. Okay, here we go. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Okay, here's that one. The gold star for compliance fail. IEP goals celebrate your child doing the absolute minimum, like sitting quietly or showing up to class. And ladies and gentlemen, oh no, I love it, Daisy. Daisy says her email has been stuck at the North Pole since August. Daisy, we need to help you. Call in the elves. Okay, drum roll. Here is our last 12 fails of IEPs. And ladies and gentlemen, it is the transition. What transition fail? High school's almost over, and the plan is nothing. What? Apparently, your kid's future is as invisible as Frosty in the summer. And ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What do you think? Our first annual 12 fails of IEPs. So I want you to laugh with us. I like Kristen says, or wipe their face. Yes, yes, yes. So this has been a way for us to remember to keep our sense of humor, even when it can be pretty tough to do. And that's why your community, your friends, your family are so important because they can help us keep that perspective, right? And maybe there's times when we want to look at the lighter side of IEPs and IEP meetings. I like it. Kristen's got more ideas. It says, or if you ask to talk about the future in first grade, you're told we don't do that until it's legally mandated. Can you believe that? Yes. Um, yeah. So there's a lot, right? I don't know. Um, as far as if your team would be willing to take the what the elf IEP checklist, or if they would love to know about the 12 fails of IEPs. Most likely not. But if you have a group of friends, have them watch the replay and be joyful. Be joyful, be happy, recognize um, the fun and the spirit that your child has, and the importance of you keeping on, because when you are advocating for your child, in reality, you're advocating for every child. So, thank you for being here with us for some holiday cheer. And this is our last Facebook Live for 2024. So, have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy some time away from school and stop thinking about school. And we will see you in 2025. So take care, and we will see you later. Oops, I got some music.